as you can see, the runners are all lined up. And there it goes. And they're on their way.
It's the biggest road running event in the world. There's just no doubt about it. Boston is the greatest marathon in the world.
It's a phenomenal race. I mean, when you get this many thousands of people.
Actually from Germany. I think it's incredible. All those people right here at the start, so it's really great.
Came across the finish line, they took a picture of Rick. It's the biggest smile you ever saw in your life. And when you get home that night, Rick wrote on his computer, "Dad, when I'm running, it feels like I'm not even handicapped." So that's what got us involved in running.
How do you feel about the Boston Marathon being the 100th anniversary? Being a participant?
It's the biggest road running event in the world. There's just no doubt about it. Boston is the greatest marathon in the world. And just to be able to be part of the 100th running of the Boston Marathon, it's great.
What do you think about marathons?
Well, they're pretty cool. Someone from my school is running, Mr. Mancini, from our art teacher. He's been running around the school ground fields, doing almost like 100 push-ups. Sometimes some kids, when we first came to school, we would see him training, and we thought that that would be our gym teacher because he keeps on exercising. He's worked really hard for it, too.
So this being the 100th running of the Boston Marathon, does this bring any more excitement to you than normal for marathons?
Well, I come every year and try and support the runners. It's a pretty exciting race. Take my family.
Is this your first viewing of a Boston Marathon?
No, I started with my father probably about 1960 down in Newton watching it, and I remember there weren't more than probably 200 people running. And I've watched it, and we now live in Holliston, and so we came over to Ashland to watch it.
I see that the Ashland's 150th commemorative book is now out in about. Can you tell us a little bit about that? What's included in that, and how much they're selling for?
The books are $5, and there's a nice history of the last 100 years, 150 years of Ashland. There's, I don't know, you have all kinds of historical pictures.
There's so many people from all over. They're even asking, is this 135? So you know they're from far away.
Oh, I think it's a wonderful event. I'm from Oklahoma.
You're from Oklahoma? You came all the way from Oklahoma?
We're from a little town about 20,000, and we have 10 runners.
Do you know anyone who's running in the Boston Marathon?
Yeah, the woman who, like, don't know her personally, but from Germany, Uta, I don't remember her last name, but she won last year, the marathon, so I'm here for her and hope.
Are you excited about it?
Yeah, I'm pretty excited.
We're just going to take it with the rest of the flow of all the people and just have a lot of fun out there.
Have you run in other marathons?
Yes, this will be my 4th.
For the Boston?
No, I've never run Boston.
For both of us, yeah.
What other marathons have you run in?
Mostly on the West Coast. Vancouver, Portland, Seattle are all around there. We've been to Las Vegas, and
Oregon.
I've done Yonkers Marathon in New York there, and been on sort of all the way around. This is the biggest, definitely biggest and best. Yeah.
Are you from the New England area, either one of you?
Vancouver, BC.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
West Coast people.
I'm Rui Elder. I'm from Baltimore, Maryland, and this is my first trip to Boston. I came up to run the Boston Marathon, which is to be a part of history. And I'm 66 years old, and this has got to be the ultimate thing that's ever happened in my life. It was one of the most exciting experiences that I've ever gone through, and I've been involved in a lot of things. Okay. Well, my main reason for being motivated to get up in mornings when it's snowing, raining, or cold, or hot, is that I got a second chance with life. I'm sure other runners, have other goals for us to win medals and to set PRs and so forth, which goes with running. But that's never been my reason. Well, I've enjoyed Boston, I've enjoyed Hopkinton, and I enjoyed every mile, every yard of the run with all the spectators out there, and I've never seen such support after doing Pittsburgh Marathon, the Marine Marathon in Charlotte, North Carolina. Nothing compares with this. Oh, I don't think ever will in running. I'm sure that the Olympics will be a bigger event, you know, international. But for as just state running, there's nothing that'll ever compare to the 100th running of the Boston Marathon. It was exciting all the way. I enjoyed the high-fiving all the little kids, the senior citizen and the middle-agers. I tried to, you know, make contact with all the people all the way. I wasn't worried about a time. I just wanted to finish it and enjoy it and just soak it all in, you know, for memories for however long I live, and to kind of pass it on to other people, you know, how exciting running can be.
About the bike training that you've just been through for the last 3 days, what was involved, what some of the things that you learned, and the rigors of it.
Well, the first day was difficult because we had a snow day. So what they usually do is they entail half a day in the classroom and half a day out on the grass or the road or whatever. So we had to do most of our classroom training the first day, and it was a little difficult. Nutrition, exercise. They covered the bike laws. They covered a lot of the responsibility of the bike officer to the public and community policing, and just it goes on and on and on as far as the classrooms go.
Well, there's several obstacles that we have to go through. There's down logs and trees that we have to carry the bike over. They simulated some situations where they had a wooden horse we had to carry the bike over. We go down hills, across snow and mud, sand. We cross the pavement, and just a variety of different obstacles that you would come across while traveling in the woods and or traveling on the street. It's a very difficult course, but it was a great challenge.
It was a good course, though, right?
It was great.
It was good. It was
very good.
What about the benefits to the town? What type of things will you be able to do in protecting Ashland that you can't do now in your cruiser?
Well, much of this course we just did today is very similar to the state parks in town. This whole course involved going through the woods, going over obstacles, which is very similar to the Ashland State Park, the woods, the Hopkinton State Park, which we will be patrolling as well, and the beaches. A little out of wind right now. I just finished. This course, it was excellent. I mean, it's just that right amount of time. Once you go around, you can really feel it, as I do now.
What type of conditioning will you have to do to keep up this, now that you're going to be bike patrollers, Dimitri?
Ride the bike.
Yeah.
We had a lot of bike riding, and yeah.
Officer Bowden initiated it about a year ago. He has a particular interest in bicycling as a hobby, and he went through this course. He came back and gave us some information, and we were kind of excited. And the officers are not just randomly picked. They have to be picked for physical fitness, of course, their willingness to work together as a group, which I have to say I got a great group here. The camaraderie, they need little or no supervision. And, you know, this is going to benefit the department. We're going to be going out in two-man groups. We're going to be able to create what they call an omnipresence or ever-presence of police in the community. I think what we'll do is we'll cut the town up in geographical areas, find out which areas need more patrol, and we'll saturate those particular areas where we have trouble. And if these guys can't do it, nobody can.
TV. Anytime? Well, you can see there's a lot of people even here at the 100th Boston anniversary of the Boston Marathon, even Elvis Presley. And I see you're an official runner in the marathon?
That's right, baby. I qualified up in northern Alberta, a place called Spirit River, Alberta. I used to run from Spirit River to Rycroft, back and forth. There's about 1,000 people there. They said, make sure you wear your suit tonight, baby, because we want to get you on the TV, want to get you on the radio and everything like that.
Are you going to run in that?
People talk a lot about the reaching that wall of pain. What is that like? Have you ever experienced that?
You know what? It's just like if you boil a chicken for a long time and when it's really done, you lift up the bone and everything falls off. It kind of feels like that.
And here we are at the finish line of the 100th running of the Boston Marathon. And once again, I want to tell all the people who have sponsored me, their emotional support and their financial support, my track team, my brother, his wife, my guys I play basketball with on Thursday night, my parents, and everybody else. Thank you very much. Oh, and for that kiss, too. I hope my wife doesn't see this. I'm in trouble. Dave Barker signing off.